introduce you all to Scilab editor, that is SciNotes, in this lecture. Let us move on to use this editor SciNotes in the Scilab software. We have already seen disadvantage of writing the programs on the console window in the previous lecture series. Let me repeat it. It is not possible to save the commands in case of console window. Not only that, we cannot edit multiple lines of instructions on the console window. So therefore, it is better to use the editor, that is SciNotes, to write the program and to save the program for future use. How to open this editor SciNotes on the console window? There is an icon on the toolbar which needs to be clicked. This is the icon we can see here. This needs to be clicked in order to open the second method to open the SciNote on the console window is to go to the applications on the toolbar and then press SciNote. When you have in the drop down, you will be seeing SciNote. Click on the SciNote in order to open the SciNote editor. Editor SciNote window will be opened on your screen and it will be titled as Untitled 1. You can see it here. It will be titled as Untitled 1. Now we have to give a proper name and save it in a folder in which we are going to store all the programs related to DSP lab. Therefore, I advise you to create a folder either in your C drive or on the desktop or on your D drive. Name it as DSP programs, and in that folder you dump all the programs related to your DSP lab. So let me name this as program 1. I'll be naming it as program 1 and saving it in the folder that I have created on the desktop with the title DSP programs. And as soon as I do that, you can observe that the title will be changed as program 1 and it will be stored with the extension .sce. In this slide, I have listed some of the precautions that needs to be taken while storing your programs and or naming your programs. Don't ever try to save the program using any function name. For example, plot, disp are some of the functions name that are used in Scilab. So don't ever save your program using these names, plot, disp, so on. Second one is don't make use of special characters such as hash or percentage or $sign to save your program, to name your programs. And don't ever save the programs with the numerical value in the beginning. Don't ever save it as one program. Instead of that, you can save it as program 1, program 2, program 3, so on. Similarly, don't ever try to save your program using your name. Suppose your name is Raja, then don't ever save it as Raja 1, Raja 2, Raja 3. I would like you to save it as experiment 1, experiment 2. If you have subsections, then you store it as experiment 1A, experiment 1B, so on. Use different names for different program. Usually you have to store the programs using different names. Let us begin with the first program. First program is to plot a sine wave of frequency 100 Hz with amplitude 10. The program statements are shown here. They are written in the editor SciNote and they are listed here. Always any program should begin with the CLC. The reason for writing CLC is, as you know, that once the program start executing, the console window should get cleared, and clear statement is used whatever variables we have assigned, whatever values that have been assigned to any variable. Now all these variables get clear. And for a third layman who sees your program, he should understand what you have tried to do in this particular program. So therefore, we should always write a statement which can give an insight into the program. So any statement that are used in Scilab should begin with the two backslashes as shown here. So it will understand that these are only to it is only to display on the SciNote window, not to be executed. So begin any statement with two backslashes as shown. The frequency what we need to assign is 100. Number of cycles we have taken it as 5, and the t value that needs to be assigned varies from 0 to the final value is 1 by f into number of cycles in steps of 0.000001. Now the value of x is 10 sine 2 pi ft, and you know that pi should be expressed as percentage pi. And when I want to plot, when I want to get the plot of sine wave on a graphical window, I should use the function plot. So plot t comma x, then it will plot the x value versus the t value. And on the graphical window, I want to give a title to the plot, and that title I have given it as sine wave of 100 Hz frequency. And x label, that is x axis, I am labeling it as time in seconds, and y axis I am labeling it as amplitude. In this slide, let us discuss three methods of saving the program and executing the program. First method is to make use of the icon. This is the icon. You can click on this icon, then your program will get saved. Or you can save the program by going to the file in the menu, and in the drop down you will see there is a save. You click on this save, and then your program gets saved in the desired folder. And then if you want to run the program, make use of the icon, run icon, click on this, then the program starts executing. Second method is to go to the execute on the menu, and in the drop down you have save and execute. It performs both the operations, saving as well as executing. Or you can use F5 directly. It will save your program as well as executes the program. Third method is to make use of the icon save and run, that is here available. Click on this, then your program will get saved as well as it will execute the program. Once you press the save and execute icon or click on that icon, you will be getting a window which will be asking you whether you are sure of clearing the console or not. You can press S and you can proceed. If you don't want this to come again and again, then you can click on this, then press S. Now, once you press S, the program gets executed and your graphical window will appear. In the graphical window, you can see that this is the title of your plot, and this X label will be appearing here, Y label will be appearing here. So I have got a sine wave of 100 Hz having an amplitude 10. Let me go to second program wherein I want to plot a sine wave of frequency 10 kHz having an amplitude 1, and also obtain the sample signal. Sampling frequency is assumed as 25 kHz. So let me open a new file. Going to the file, we'll go to file and open a new SciNote Editor window, and let us try to write all these statements what I have given it on the left hand side, and try to save the program as program 2 and try to execute the program. Let us discuss about the statements to execute this program 2. So you know that CLC, the moment I write CLC and execute, it will clear the console window. Clear statements will clear all the values that are assigned to the variables earlier. and then I have got a statement wherein a layman can understand what exactly I am going to do in this particular program. And the frequency is assigned as 10 kilohertz. Number of cycles are 5 here. Now I have defined t value varying from 0 to 1 by f times the number of cycles in steps of 0.00000001, and x value has been obtained by typing it as sin 2 pi ft. And now you can see that I have made use of a function subplot. In this case, I know that from 2 and 1 I can understand that when I get a graphical window, I will be getting 2 rows and 1 column, and I am now addressing, I want the plot to be in this particular sub window where I am plotting the x value versus the time, and it has a title sine wave of 10 kilohertz, and the time, a label of x-axis is time in seconds, label of y-axis is amplitude. And now we know that the sampling frequency is defined as 25 kilohertz. So therefore I have assigned SF is equal to 25 kilohertz. And now I define once again the time period, and now that you can see that it varies from 0 to 1 by f times the number of cycle. Only difference is here in size, in step size of 1 divided by sampling frequency. Then I define the x value sin 2 pi f into t1. Now I want this sample signal to be displayed in the second window. So therefore I have written it as 2, 1, 2. Now I am plotting the sample signals, and when I plot the sample signal, if I use plot do to 3, then I'll be getting something like this. But I want here, I want at the tip I want a bubble, and if I want a red color bubble, then I have to type it as plot t1 x1 r dot under quotes. Only then these bubbles will be appearing, otherwise we will get only these lines. So titled, I have given it as sample signal at sampling frequency of 25 kilohertz. X-axis label is sample n, y-axis label is magnitude. As soon as I click on the save and execute button for program 2, a graphical window will appear on the screen provided there are no syntax errors. And if there are syntax errors, then this window will not appear. Then you have to go back to the program, check for the errors. Since there are no syntax errors, this window, graphical window will appear. This graphical window, you can observe that it has two sub windows. This is one, first one is to plot the value of x versus time, that is a continuous sinusoidal wave. In the second window, we are going to observe the sampled signals of the x values at 25 kilohertz. In the previous slide, you might have seen that your x-axis for the sample sub-window was at the bottom. Now I want to shift this x-axis to the middle. How to do it in the graphical window? So now there is an option in the graphical window which is edit menu. You can go to the edit menu. From the edit menu, choose axis properties. Choosing axis properties, then you choose x and then change the axis option to middle. Once you go to edit menu and change it to axis properties, you will be observing this on your screen, and in that you have to go to axis 1, and when you press axis 1, you will be observing this, and in that you have to change the x-axis. So go to x-axis, then go to the location. Then the drop down, you have in the drop down you select middle. Earlier it was bottom, now you select middle. The moment you do this, you will be observing that your x-axis in the second window will be shifted to middle. Let me go to the third program where I am going to plot two sine waves of frequency 10 kilohertz and 20 kilohertz having amplitude 10, and I am going to sample both the signals with the sampling frequency of 30 kilohertz. What is the difference between this program and the previous program is here I have got two sine waves, and I am sampling both the sine waves at 30 kilohertz, and sine wave along with the sample signal will appear on the graphic window. As usual, we'll begin the program by writing CLC and clear, and I have written here first part of the program is to plot a sine wave of 10 kilohertz and amplitude 1, and frequency is 10 kilohertz, number of cycles is 5. This is the time period I have chosen. I am plotting the x value, and that x value is defined as sine of 2 pi f into t. And in the I have divided the graphical window into two rows and one column. In the first sub window, I am plotting this t1 versus x1, and the title is sine wave of 10 kilohertz frequency. X label is time in seconds. Y label is amplitude. In the first part itself, I need to plot the sampled wave, and the sampling frequency chosen is 30 kilohertz, and time period now will be in steps of 1 by SF. That is the time sampling frequency. Then I am trying to plot that, and I am plotting it as a sample signal with the bubble at the end of every sample. In the second part of the program, I am going to take choose the frequency as 20 kilohertz. Number of cycles remains the same, and time period also will almost remain the same except the difference in the frequency. And x3 is defined here, and we are plotting it in the second sub window of the graphical window, and I have plotted that across the, versus the time period. And in the same window I need to plot the sample signal. So therefore I am going to plot the sample signal by using by defining T4 as 0 is to 1 by SF is to number of cycles multiplied by 1 over F2, and I am plotting it here, and by doing so I should get both the waveforms along with the sample signal on the graphical window. As soon as I save the program and execute the program, I'll be observing a graphical window on my screen, and this graphical window is partitioned into two sub windows. In the first sub window, you can see a sine wave of 10 kilohertz frequency which is sampled, and even the sample signal also can be observed on the same sub window. Similarly, I have the second sub window where I can see a continuous time sine wave of 20 kilohertz frequency along with the sample signal. I have made a small change compared to the previous program. In the previous program, both the continuous time and the sampled signal appear on the same sub window. Now I want them to appear on different windows. For this purpose, I have divided the graphical window into four subsections or four sub windows, and each window is named as 1, 2, 3, 4. In the first window, I want to observe the continuous time sinusoidal wave of 10 kilohertz frequency, and in the third window I want to observe the sampled version of 10 kilohertz sine wave, and the second window I want to observe the continuous time sinusoidal wave of 20 kilohertz frequency, and in the fourth window I want to observe its sampled wave. For to execute this, I have made a small change here. As you can see that I have got four windows, sub windows. So it is partitioned into four sub windows and two rows and two columns. So therefore, in the subplot, I have to write 2 comma 2, meaning that there are two rows and two columns. In that, I have chosen the first sub window, wherein I have written the statements to plot the continuous time sine wave of 10 kilohertz. Later on, I'll be sampling this sinusoidal wave using these statements, and now I want to plot this in the third window. Therefore, I have written the subplot as 2, 2, 3. Later on, I would like to plot the sinusoidal wave of 20 kilohertz. For that, I have written the statements here. And these I have written a subplot of 2, 2, 2, which means that I am plotting a continuous time waveform on the of 20 kilohertz in the second sub window. And these statements are written to sample the 20 kilohertz signal, and we are going to plot this sample signal in the fourth window. Therefore, I have written it as a plot of 2, 2, 4. Once you save the program and execute the program, a graphical window will appear on the screen which has got 4 subsections. In the first subsection, you will be observing a sinusoidal wave of 10 kilohertz frequency, and its sample signal will be observed on the third sub window. And 20 kilohertz sine wave, continuous time sine wave is observed on the second window, and its sample version will be observed on the fourth window. This graphical window will appear provided there are no errors in the program. If you find that if the graphical window does not appear, it means that there are some errors. You have to go back to the program and correct the errors, then execute. Then this graphical window will appear on your screen. In the next lecture series, we'll look into frequently encountered errors in writing the Scilab programs. Thank you.